So, wir fangen mit dem ersten Interview da am Open Air St. Gallen an, und zwar mit dem Casey und dem Adam von x-amabassadors. Sie sind gerade angekommen hier in der Schweiz, darum herzlich willkommen in der Schweiz da. So, hello and welcome to Switzerland. You just like literally arrived, right?
Yeah, just I think our bus pulled in about 10 minutes ago. We got in the shuttle about 5 minutes ago, and here we are.
So professional.
I know, right? We try our best.
That's actually, pretty impressive. I have to admit, I'm proud of us for making it here so fast. Yeah.
I am too. And another thing that you're obviously, presumably, proud of is that a year ago your album was released.
Yeah, a year ago yesterday, actually. Exactly. Yeah, so it's been 1 year. It's crazy. It's hard to believe.
Yeah, I was going to say, can you imagine that a year has passed?
It's funny, in some ways it feels like no time has passed, and in other ways it feels like it's been about 10 years. You know, I think we've been touring more in this past year than we have in all the rest of the years we played put together. It's been amazing, and yet, at the same time, I still can't believe it's only been a year since we've been doing all this. It's very humbling and pretty mind-boggling if I stop to think about it too much. So I sort of just try to go with the flow, It's
cool. Can you grasp? I mean, that's a really crazy number that you've played in 1 year as much concerts than you have before. How's that been for you guys to grasp and adapt to that situation?
Yeah, it's been crazy. I mean, since we released the album, and even the 3 or 4 months leading up to it, we were on a promo tour and on opening tours. And I mean, we've had no more than 5 days off in a row in the last year. So it's been crazy. We've played more shows, like you said, in the last year than we probably did in our entire lifetime before that.
But you look really fit for that.
Yeah, you get in a zone. You get in the touring zone where basically whatever bus or hotel room or you're in, that's where you make your home at. And so you find a way to make, as not routine and as crazy and unpredictable as it is, you try to find a way to make a little routine in it. And, I think we've all managed to adapt pretty well. There's been some rough times for each of us, sometimes where we just really just felt like we couldn't keep touring, couldn't keep going. But we've all sort of gotten over that in our own ways. And really it's finding those little routines and finding the little things that make you feel like you're at home even when you're not is the key.
How did you cope with those down times where you said, I can't, touring is getting really hard for me, I can't cope anymore?
And honestly, you have to push through because you can't call off the tour halfway through, especially when everyone else is, depending on you. And so really all you can do is just push through, try to find the least self-destructive thing you can do to stay sane during that time, it varies from person to person, but honestly, most of the time you just give it time, and you'll eventually like anything, you'll get used to it, And
as time has passed, you've been playing in front of massive crowds that have even got more inhabitants and more population than your hometown, Ithaca? How have I pronounced that? Ithaca. Okay, there you go. That's also crazy to think about, right?
That was one of the craziest shows we played because I haven't been back there in over a year, and me and my brother grew up playing shows there all the time and going to concerts there, and it was really it was sort of nostalgic and triumphant, and it was one of the greatest feelings ever going back and playing there. But like you said, I mean, that was actually a fairly small audience compared to some of the ones we played to recently.
Is it true that your mayor, your president of the town, made a official X-Ambassadors Day on the 14th of May, something like that?
14th of May is now in Ithaca, New York, is now officially our day.
There you
I
go.
don't really know what that means. Yeah.
Say, what does one do at that day? Is it like a Mardi Gras celebration, or what does one do?
I don't even know. Yeah. We'll have to see next year. We'll probably have to go back and play another show.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm guessing that's what's going to happen.
Yep.
That's the least you can do at that point.
Oh yeah.
Exactly, but you have been playing bigger shows, obviously, than in Ishikata. One was Glastonbury. Oh, I'm sorry, I have to bring it up. Oh my God, my heart broke when I read about it.
We had so we had just flown from Las Vegas, which is on the west coast of the United States, and some of our gear was broken on the plane, and we didn't know until we were going on stage. So essentially, everyone thought it was all good to go. As we were about to go on stage, we discovered that like the most essential piece of equipment for us, what allows us to hear everything we're playing, broke and was unfixable. And we only had a 30-minute set anyway, so by the time we realized it was unfixable, it was too late, and Sam, our singer, just ended up doing Renegade's acoustic with just a guitar and vocal. But it was heartbreaking. We were looking forward to it.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry about that. Have you gotten over it? Have you recovered yet?
It's the wounds are still fresh, you know. It's but it's all good, you know. Honestly,
I dabbed into the.
it's all good, you know. We actually, it's funny too. We didn't play Glastonbury, and then we did a solid. I think it was like a 12, 14-hour drive to Germany. We were supposed to play the Southside festival, I think it was.
Southside.
Got rained out, so 2 in a row. Yep. It was rough.
It's been really bad over here in Europe. They've had to cancel a lot of shows due to the weather. And it's been like 1 or 2 days, and then every time they had to break down the festivals. But I think tonight you'll be all right.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
We're in a tent, so
exactly.
it should be good.
Is this the first time you've played to Swiss audience?
It's. I think.
Zurich.
We did Montreux. Sorry, I was trying to remember. I think we did the Montreux Jazz Festival, and that was wild. Especially that we got to go up to. I forget what the studio was called, but we got to go visit that studio on the cliff above, and that was an experience.
Awesome, that's well good. So how are you guys going to prepare tonight? You've finally arrived, which is awesome. So what are the next steps when you arrive to a new place?
I'm going to eat some food and drink some beer, and that's generally my warm-up routine.
Yeah. That's awesome. What about you?
Bratwurst when we were walking in, so I got my fingers crossed.
St. Gallen is the most famous place for their bratwurst. That's their sign food. So you're up for that?
Really? Oh man.
Obviously, you're booked out for year 2016. You've got America tour, Canada coming up?
Yeah, well, so everywhere. We basically have festivals for the rest of the summer, and then we have a little bit of time off during the beginning of fall. We're going to go into a studio and start writing some stuff for the next album, or writing some more stuff. We already have, actually, quite a few songs for it. But then, more radio festivals, more, throughout the rest of the year. And then who knows for 2017? God only knows. But
what about a break, holiday? Is that an option?
Like, half a month off. That's a lot for us.
Yeah, we haven't had that. So we'll probably take half of September off and then get right back to it. Yeah.
You're obviously you once said that you've got a lot to do and a lot of visions and a lot of plans, which is awesome. So what are those kind of plans? What do you want to do? Who do you want to meet? What do you want to experience? What are those visions and plans?
Well, so it's funny. We're at a funny time now where we've started already working on the next record, and we started a couple months ago, and sort of assuming that this record cycle was winding down. And then, lo and behold, our new single, Renegades, started getting a resurgence in America and started getting pushed here. And we have a new single in America called Low Life.
You mean Unsteady?
Or Unsteady. Sorry, not Unsteady. Unsteady. Not
both lovely songs.
It has had its time and is killing it for us. But Unsteady was really a sort of a sleeper that was getting some success, but then all of a sudden started getting a lot more play. So we're now going to have to, do whatever we can, ride this cycle out as long as we can. But it's all just such exciting stuff coming up. And
what are your wishes for 2017, Adam? Even though it's really far away.
Far away, we're going to be spending a lot of time writing. So we're just going to be focusing on new music, focusing on still probably playing some shows, hopefully coming back to Europe and other places across the world. I think we're going to give the U.S. a little break in 2017 because we've been hitting it so hard. But the focus is really going to be this next record, which is for a band, for any artist, the second record is a lot of times the most important. So we really want to make it as great as it can be.
That's also like a difficult album, a lot of people say. Is there a certain pressure for you guys about that now?
That's I think the most pressure on any band is for their second album, because the first album, no one knows what to expect. The second album, if your first one's been at least a bit successful, the second album, you basically, if you can't recapture that success, people start questioning whether you've hit, past your prime already, hit your peak. So, we really, it's like Adam said, we are doing our utmost to make this next record as good and hopefully better than our last one.
Well, I have no doubt about that. But I also have no doubt that this evening will be lovely. So I'm really looking forward to it. So arrive here, have a good bratwurst, have a good beer, enjoy yourselves, and I'm really looking forward to tonight. And thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.